Have you ever wanted to have your own AI agent that will read your emails for you and summarize them in a nice format, or even send emails for you to certain people regarding like meeting times or regarding just any emails in general? Well, this AI agent in n8n will do that for you very, very easily, and it's a very easy to set up AI agent which can take in voice and text messages from Telegram, and then it will process them accordingly, whether it's sending emails or reading emails, and then it will reply to you with a Telegram message as like confirmation of like the email's being sent, this was the email, or it will reply with like the summary of the email that you asked to summary. It's very, very useful for like, let's say you wake up in the morning, you're in a bit of a rush and you want to summarize your last few emails to see if there was anything important that came through overnight. Then you can just ask it in the morning to summarize my last 20 emails, for example, and it'll do that for you. So it's very, very, very handy, and it'll save you a lot of time. Here's an example of what it will look like when you're doing this. So I'll just send it a voice message. Summarize my last email. So as you can see, it's going to process through the workflow now, and then once it's done, it'll reply to you on Telegram with the summary of the last email. So the last email summary was me inviting myself to a meeting. Like very, very simple. As you can see, this is where I asked the invitation to be sent. I'll do another one here just saying, send an email to Kieran over at kieran@fortune.co.uk regarding his thoughts on G's. That's literally as simple as you need to be. Just send an email to this email address, tell it what you wanted the email about, and then we'll execute the workflow because I forgot to execute like an idiot. It's going to process that through, send it through again just because I forgot to click execute workflow. But as you can see, now it's using the send a message tool, and it's going to send the email, your thoughts on cheese, ask him his favorite type of cheese, and then once in a few minutes we'll get an email through. Oh, well, not even that long. In a couple of seconds, we'll get an email through. But I've got the email already. As you can see here on the screen, this is what the email sent, and like I've received the email, so it definitely works. And I'm going to show you how to set it up right now. So the first thing we're going to want to do is we're going to want to set up the Telegram trigger to be able to actually receive the emails. So we're just going to go Telegram, and then on message is the trigger that we need. If you haven't already linked your credentials, all you need to do is just go to Telegram, find this botfather account in the search bar, just type in botfather, send them a message saying /new bot, and just follow the instructions that it gives you. Give it a name, give it a username. The username has to end with _bot, and then it'll give you an API key, and then it'll have a thing here you can click on to be able to talk to the bot itself. So just copy the API key, paste it into the credentials bit, paste it into here, the access token, and then click into the thing, and then you can actually talk to the bot, and that all works for you fine. So now we need to process the information that we received. So if I send a message to the trigger, I need to make sure it's using the right one. It is. So once you connect to your Telegram up, you want to click the execute trigger button here, execute workflow, sorry, and it'll say waiting for trigger event. Then you just want to send a message to the bot saying hello. It'll pop through. There, you'll see that it worked. So now you know your Telegram triggers work. So anytime someone sends a message, or anytime you send a message to that Telegram bot, it will. Once you've got the Telegram trigger all set up, the next thing you're going to want to do is to be able to set it up to work with both text and voice if you want to do that capabilities. If not, you can kind of skip this bit and just do one of them. But if you want to work with both, then you want to go add a switch like that. And then in these routing rules, this is kind of the rules that'll decide which route it goes down. So it's basically like an if-else statement in coding. What we're going to do is first of all change this is equal to, change it to string, and then exists. This is just because that's all we need to do for this. Change the output name as well to text, because that's what the route that we're like modifying right now. Go to your side where it says the trigger, and then add the text into there. So now if there's any text in the message, it's going to like go down the text route. Now we need to add the rule for voice. So just click the add routing rule. Where it says this again, change it to string, and then exists. And then where it says value 1, we need to add the voice file. We don't have a voice file right now in the trigger, so we're going to have to execute the workflow just to get the trigger. So execute workflow, send it a voice message, and then it's going to come through. And then once you go into the side bit here, you'll see that there is a file ID, and like it says voice then file ID rather than like the message, the text. Drag this into where it says value 1 there, and then that is how you know. Like that is how you do the voice side of it. Change that to voice just so you can see on the output like the text here. Next we're going to process the voice side of it because we've already got the voice input. Now once we've got the switch set up, we're going to want to add the voice side of things just because we've already got the voice file in there. So we're going to go to Telegram, and then it's going to be get a file. This essentially is just going to download the file that you're providing to it. So put the file ID where it says file ID, and then that's going to be able to download that file. Once we've downloaded the file, we need to then like transcribe the file into text. just so that we can process it through the AI agent. So I'm just going to go transcribe, click the OpenAI one, and then click the transcriber recording, boom. Then you want to link your credentials to OpenAI. If you don't know how to do this, just click create new credentials. You're going to ask for an API key. If you don't know how to get your API key for OpenAI, you just want to go to platform.openai.com. And then once you sign into your OpenAI account, you'll be able to have like access to API keys that you can create a new secret key, give it a name, create the key, and then just copy and paste it into the API key bit there. That's literally all you need to do for that. And then once that's done, now we need to process the text, because that's all we need to do for the voice. For the text, we need to go here and add something called a set, the edit fields. And then where it says fields to set, you want to click this. And we basically want to, actually before we do this, let's execute the workflow again just so we can get some text in it. Boom. Now once we've done this, we need to go in here, where it says name, just put text. And then for string, just leave that as string. For the value, I want to put the actual message, boom. And then if we execute the step, you'll see that the output comes here, text hello, boom. This is just to make it so that the output format is kind of like unified between the edit fields and the transcriber recording, just so you don't have to do different formatting based on what it received. Now the next bit is the fun bit. Now we get to add the AI agent and to do all the AI stuff. So I'm going to copy this from our other workflow, but inside of this, you want to put for the user prompt, the user message, where I'll quickly link it up, boom. For the prompt, you just want to add the output from your edit fields, and then this will output as json.text. Now the good bit is that the output from transcriber recording is also json.text, which means that no matter what input it receives, it'll always work. The next thing we want to add is a system message. Now this is something that you might not be able to see when you open it up. If you don't see it, just click the add option, and then you'll see a system message bit here. Just click on that. And then once we go into it, you'll see the prompt that we're giving it to actually process things. Now, because this is a pretty hefty prompt, I'm not going to sit and tell you to like copy it all out word for word. What I'm going to do is to just say, I'm going to go through it really slowly. Just take screenshots of the screen if you're on phone, or use your snipping tool on computer, and just take screenshots of it and then send it into ChatGPT and basically just ask it to tell you what it says in the screenshots. And then that's literally all you need to do. And then you'll get the full prompt that I'm using for this. So I'll just go really slowly so that you can get each side of it. I'm also going to move to the side of it just so you can actually like see the full prompt. But just take a screenshot right now. I'll go down a bit. Take a screenshot now. Go down a bit more. Take a screenshot now. I'll give you a couple of seconds. And then the final screenshot, boom. Sorry, there you go. Now, if you put that into ChatGPT, put them screenshots into ChatGPT, you'll be able to get the reply from it of what you need to put into it. But that's literally all you need to do for that. It's very, very easy. Or you can just ask ChatGPT to create a system message for you, based on what we're trying to do with this. Now you want to connect your actual language model. This is basically the brain of your whole operation. This is what we're going to use to do all the thinking inside of it. So I'm just going to use the OpenAI model just because it's easy to use, and we've already linked up the OpenAI for the transcriber recording side of it. So you already will have a credential there. You don't need to get another credential. Next, you want to pick the model that you want to use. I just use 4.1 mini because it works and it's good and it's quite cheap because it's the mini version. So I'll just do that. Boom, that's literally all you need to do for that if you've already linked up your credentials. If you haven't linked up your credentials, just go back a bit to when I showed you how to do that for the transcribe, and then you can do it there. Next, we want to give the AI agent some memory so that it can remember your last messages that you sent it. You don't need to do this for this workflow exactly, but if you want to add some extra things into the workflow, then it's nice to have memory to be able to understand previous messages you've sent. So I'm just going to go simple memory. For the chat trigger mode, change this to define below. And then for the key, you just want to put the chat ID from the Telegram trigger. So go to your inputs, go to Telegram trigger, scroll down, you'll see a chat and then ID. Drag that in there. And then for the context window, I just put 5 just because 5 works. And if you wanted to have more memory, just make this higher. Essentially, the number here is the amount of messages that it remembers. Now it's time for the fun bit, which is actually to get it to understand your, like to be able to actually read your emails or send emails. So go to the tool bit here. Go to Gmail. Once you're in the Gmail node, you're going to want to set up your credentials. Now this is a little bit complicated, so I'm not going to go through it in this video, but I have done a video on how to link n8n with any Google API. So if you want to click that, it'll be on my channel. It's literally the last video that I made. But essentially, if you don't want to do that as well, you can just click the Open Docs button and go through the different step-by-step instructions here, which make it very, very easy for you to do. But I have made a nice little 4-minute video to show you how to do it, so if you want to do that, you can. Now, once you're in this, you want to change the operation to get many there. Now, the limit already is going to be 50. I like to change this a little bit lower. You can put it down to like 30 or something. This is the amount of emails that it's going to basically read. What I like to do as well is to just add a filter here and change the read status to unread emails only. This just means that if you've already read an email, you don't need to get a summary about it because you've already read the email. So unread emails only works there. Now, once we've done with all that, that's literally all we need to do. The AI agent now works to be able to read your emails. Now we need to get it to work to be able to actually send emails. So we're going to add another Gmail tool. Your account will already be linked if you just did it there. The operation needs to be send, and then for all these, just let the AI do the work. Boom. Very, very simple. That's that, literally all done. That's all you need to do for that. And then the final part of it is just getting the email, like getting the summaries back to your Telegram, or getting the confirmation that you sent an email back to your Telegram. So we're going to add another Telegram, and then we're going to go send a message, send a text message. Boom. Make sure you're linked up to the correct Telegram account. Operation send a message. Chat ID, we're going to need the chat ID from the input over here, so we're just going to execute the workflow quickly. That's going to give us a problem because we have that unconfigured, so I'm just going to do that, and then we're going to send it a message. Summarize my last email. I'm going to go through, going to have a problem here, so let's work out why. Basically the issue was the account that I've linked it up to here. Right, now that should work. I'm going to need to send it a new message. Just, okay. Summarize my last email. Now it should work. As you can see, it worked. Now that was not really an issue with like the setup of the module itself. It was just an issue with my credentials that are linked. But as you can see, that all worked. Now I want to add that Telegram module back in. Telegram, send text message. Boom. Now on this side you'll see the inputs. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to chat ID, get the Telegram trigger, chat ID there, drag that in. Then I'm going to go up to the top, and then for text, you want to put the output here. Boom. And then that will work. If I just go execute step, it's going to send us a Telegram notification. Boom. Email summary. That was when I got the email, and it was a message from LinkedIn about having 3 new messages. So boom. Like, that's literally all you need to do. If you want to be cool with it, and you can get rid of this n8n thing at the end, just go back into the send node, go to add option where it says append n8n attribution. Just click that, untick that, and now any email that you send through this agent will not have that at the end. You can also add into the prompt if you want to add like email footers, like best regards from Kieran or best regards from Dave, like anyone you want. Just put your little footer in at the end as well, add that into the system message, and then that works for you perfectly. So that's all for this video. If you enjoyed, please drop a like, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.